All right, let's talk about something that affects pretty much every single person with a driver's license: car insurance. And we're going to get into a really common and honestly super dangerous misunderstanding. It's this idea that having the bare minimum coverage required by law is actually enough.
You know the feeling, right? You're setting up your policy and you see that option, state minimum. It's cheaper, it's legal, so it's got to be enough, right? I mean, it seems like a no-brainer. But here's the thing we really need to dig into. Does legal actually mean you're safe? Let's find out.
So, to really get why this is such a myth, let's walk through a story. And what's scary is how common this is. We're going to follow a family, a totally normal family, who did what they thought was the right thing. They got insurance, they followed the law, and they felt totally protected. They figured they had all their bases covered.
So what did they have? Just like millions of other drivers trying to save a buck, they had their state's minimum liability coverage. In their state, that was a 25-50-10 policy. We'll break down what those numbers mean in a second, but for them it was simple. It was the cheapest way to be legal, and that felt smart. It felt secure.
But here's the thing about driving. You can have a perfect record for years, but that doesn't make you immune to the unexpected. And on what was a totally normal day, in just one single second, their entire financial life was about to completely implode. I mean, it happens just like that. You're on your way to the grocery store, maybe a kid in the back drops something, you look in the rearview mirror for just a split second, and that's it. That one moment is all it takes. A severe crash. And the fallout? Well, it was instant and it was devastating.
$180,000. That was the grand total for the damages. Just let that sink in. We're talking serious injuries for the people in the other car. Surgery, months they couldn't work, plus their car was completely totaled. It all adds up fast.
Okay, so remember that 25-50-10 policy they had? Let's see what it actually does. The 25 means their insurance will pay out a max of $25,000 for one person's injuries. The 50 is the absolute most it'll pay for everyone's injuries combined. And that last number, the 10, that's for property damage, just $10,000 for a car that's completely destroyed. You can already see the problem here, can't you?
And this is where the math just completely falls apart. You put those tiny policy limits up against the massive cost of the actual accident, and you're left with this enormous gap. It's not even a gap, really. It's a chasm, a financial black hole. And this family, they're standing right at the edge.
So the insurance company steps in and pays out its maximum. Remember that 50 in their 25-50-10 policy? That's the absolute ceiling for injuries in one accident. So the insurance check is for $50,000. That's it. That's all the policy will cover.
But the total bill was $180,000. So you do the simple math, 180 minus the $50,000 the insurance paid, and you're left with this, $130,000. And that bill, it doesn't just vanish. It now has the family's name on it. It's their personal debt. And a debt that huge? Oh, it doesn't just go away. It follows you. It leads to lawsuits. And what does that actually look like? Well, it means part of your paycheck is just gone, garnished, before you ever see it. It means your entire life savings? Drained. It means they can put a lien on your house. The money you scraped together for your kids' education? Poof, gone.
This all boils down to a really important legal concept: at-fault liability. All that fancy term means is this: if you cause the crash, you are personally on the hook for every single penny that your insurance doesn't cover. The buck stops with you. The debt is yours.
Look, that's a terrifying thought, I know. But this isn't about fear. It's about knowing the rules of the game so you can protect yourself. It's about empowerment. So now that we see the risk, let's talk about the solution. How do you make sure this doesn't happen to you?
It really comes down to this simple but powerful distinction. Think about it this way. State minimum coverage, that's not really there to protect your stuff. It's designed to protect one thing and one thing only: your driver's license, so you can legally be on the road. But higher limits, that's what protects your life. Your house, your savings, your family's future, everything you've worked for.
So if there is one thing, just one thing you take away from all this, please let it be this: legal does not mean enough. They are not the same thing, not even close. Being legal just means you've checked the lowest possible box the government requires. It has absolutely nothing to do with being properly protected from a real-world accident.
And that really leaves us with one final crucial question that you should ask yourself. Go look at your own insurance policy right now and ask, What is this really for? Is it just a piece of paper designed to protect my license? Or is it a real shield designed to protect my life, the one I've worked so hard to build? It's a really important question.